Hey, it's JJ here, and this is the Lens of Truth podcast where we play through the oldies and modern goldies to give you our opinion. With nearly 100 years of game experience between us all, we see how well these games hold up in our eyes. With me today, we have
TI.
And
Ben,
Zerovii.
and we'll be talking about Body Harvest. All right, gentlemen.
We have thoroughly been put through the grinder and been fully harvested by this one, I think.
I wish someone harvested me while we play this game. Fucking take me to the sky and do whatever you want.
So as we can see, we didn't quite care. I guess the others definitely didn't land with the 1998 DMA, later known as Rockstar, shitpost game. I'm gonna call it. It's not really a shitpost, but they all
Good
they wanted was make a game
production.
about shooting aliens.
Like, one thing I noticed while playing this game is when you like line it up against all the other N64 games, it does have presentation. It does have stuff that nothing else on the console really has, which I give it credit for. But I don't know. I think the library of the N64 is so limited that this game just sticks out like a sore thumb because there's just not that many games on the console. Like, if this came out on PlayStation, I don't know. Would anyone really sing its praises?
So
It's
this is an interesting one. It has an interesting little history. It was one of the 13 games that was demoed at Nintendo 64's unveiling at the 1995 Shoshinkai show. It wasn't playable, but it was described as one of the most incomplete games of the bunch, which is apparent because, like, I was reading that it was originally intended to be an RPG, which you can see by the indoor sections and like the character
even
dialogues and stuff.
item menu
And
feels like
yeah,
RPG-ish.
like there's so many elements of it that like it there were parts of it playing this game and exploring the overworld. I got like those brief hints of like, okay, this kind of feels like an early like exploring FF7's world again. That's my obligatory FF7 mention that I have every episode, by the way. I'm getting it out of the way now.
Hey, we gotta throw it up to that. But yeah, that makes sense with the Ocarina of Time chests that are just fucking randomly wherever. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, this game. Ah,
It's like there's so much thought and imagination to this. Like when you were a kid and you were like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if there's a game where like you could drive around a bunch and just kill bugs?" Like that's the entire selling point to me in my head. And then they didn't know how to actually implement it. And like you can see the foundation for a lot of later stuff. Like obviously all the vehicles and stuff lead into GTA 3. Like
even the map.
they have airplanes in here. Yeah, the map. Uh, uh, yeah, it's just a lot of bones, not a lot of meat.
No, not at all. And it even as a kid, I played this as a kid. My cousins had it. I can't tell you how many times I would load this game up and just like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I'm just like, why does this character control like garbage? Why is this car so slow? Why are there traps? You get into a good car and then there's like 15 bugs that appear, but then you have no fuel, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm so tired of this game already, and it just
It's
started.
apocalyptic, it's realistic.
Right? It does kind of have that isolated, like apocalyptic vibe, even though technically you're like time traveling into like regions that are kind of whatever. But I don't know. How did you feel about it, Zero?
Well, I mean, I think the first level is kind of boring, and that kind of makes the game harder to get into. But like after I got to the second level, Java, like I was starting to like kind of get into it more because there was more aliens actually popping up and trying to do shit, and you not just being able to win by just standing there and shooting. That said, there was a funny thing where you mentioned, what would this game be like if we're on the PlayStation 1? I saw one video on my feed as I browsed the Body Harvest videos on YouTube, comparing it to this PSX game called Terracon.
Interesting.
So there kind of was one. Otherwise, I think this was a fine game. It was definitely a little like lackluster in starting out. I did find an IGN video that showed like it had a timer at one point. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it
God.
Yeah,
wanted a day night
there's
cycle or
a
what.
holdover of that because there's like point systems when you kill the bugs and you get like a score total when you complete a stage was feels kind of counter to the game. I don't know. I guess it's fine. Like it scores you on bugs killed and like humans saved or whatever.
Like if you save all the humans, you get a bonus. So I can still hold over of that earlier '90s era of like still caring
Yeah.
about
Like,
score cap.
why? We were so past that at this point. Like,
It's
and you're
just such a mishmash of like imaginative ideas of like they didn't know how to make this into like a full thing yet. The N64 was so new. They were learning the platform like
Yeah,
it
like
was just so early in genre definement. It almost feels like this game was almost a test bed for like a 3D Metroid. I used to think that this character, because they were orange, was Samus, and like you flew in your spaceship and fought bugs.
you
Uh,
know, you're
and like at the end, you kick over a brain in a jar. So I don't know.
you're
And then
not too
Nintendo saw
far
this
off.
and like, fuck this shit. We're not putting out an N64 Metroid.
You're not too
Earth.
far off because really Rare the Metroid, I would call this like the prototype to EDF because the whole concept was just
Yes.
we want to be one guy versus tons of aliens, just shooting them and trying to save the nearby areas. That was the
Yeah, and
whole
that's an
idea, and then later it
exactly
like
good.
kind of
Oh, go on.
curved
Sorry.
when that's when the game started to curve like when OOT came out and was hugely successful and was like, oh shit, we should add like interiors and RPG puzzles to this.
It's a good example of how there are foundational ideas for concepts of games. Like, I want to have a bunch of guns and cars and I want to shoot bugs. Totally got refined in EDF, Earth Defense Force, for anyone that's not familiar with the acronym. You shoot bugs, it feels great. This game, your target I don't, did you guys play on easy or hard, first of all?
I never
Wish I
play
played
on
on
easy,
hard.
but I played on easy because I knew what I was in for.
So something to mention about the easy mode in this game is in the PAL version, if you play on easy, I think it sends you back to the title screen after you beat the third Greece area. It's like, okay, try again on a real difficulty, baby.
Ah,
I thought it was
bastards.
I
like the
don't,
third level of the game, not just the third area of Greece. Jesus Christ.
yeah. I don't know if the target reticle auto aims as much on hard as it does on easy, but all throughout the game, your targeting is kind of automatic as long as the bugs are like on screen for you, and it kind of takes away a bit of the repetitiveness of the spawning of the bugs because it doesn't really feel like you're doing
It's
much. There's like a
so
dodge button on the
underwhelming.
C buttons, but yeah, it's very early feeling.
Like even with that, like the bug and everything feels so underwhelming. So for it to just like automatically just track everything, it's just like, what am I even doing? I'm just driving
Yeah,
this low ass convoy thing around, and I'm
this
just not
brown world.
getting anywhere. There's one house to explore. It
The
just
music is totally repetitive.
it really is. Like, and I don't want to be too
Yeah,
hard on
this
it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
like there's obviously a lot of love in it. Like, I'm just from a modern point of view, it's after you experience the evolutions of what this idea can do, like even GTA 3 is like miles ahead of this game. It's just hard to go back. I played it as a kid and I only ever got to the Sun Shield and like Grease 2, was it?
yeah,
I thought
about
that was
there.
really cool, and that's like my big memory about this.
I think that's the big issue with like the game overall because it has a cool like idea. The story's kind of I like the presentation, cool sci-fi. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
aping a B movie. It's got time travel. You're hitting
It's
all
got
these
like cool anime portraits for characters.
yeah, which I always felt was weird because it's just like, isn't it mostly a Western developer? Like it's Midway
yeah,
It's
is
DMC
not.
clearly
was
trying to
just
be an
like
RPG
Europe,
with
yeah.
them.
Yeah, it's so just but it's not a game I'd ever want to like. It's not a game I would say, "Hey, mom, dad, Christmas, my cousins have Body Harvest. I want this game." Like it's just not something I'd play. So the reason why I'm so harsh on it, that's like putting me in front of League of Legends and being like, "Here, say something good about it." It's just like I can see the appeal. There is a lot going on, especially again, you put yourself in the time frame 1998, almost 1999. It is a cool like story kind of based like adventure sci-fi game, but like even as a kid, I was just like repelled by so much of it that I could never get far. I could never care about it, and I never looked back until Blue Babylon sent us down this path. which is
Can't
good.
believe he didn't even show up.
Yeah, I did not. I would not bet money on that. But it's cool though,
I
because
got some
like
words for that boy.
Yeah, I
if he
know.
ever reads it, I was adding him in the. But whatever. But like the point is, at least I did get to have a second look. Like Oddworld was a very similar game. Oddworld, I played at my cousin's. Never got far. It always intrigued me. I always knew there was something that I could really enjoy. But it's like sometimes you just know what you don't like, and
Mhm.
man, I tried, but I would just lose interest so fast. Normally, I could power through games, but like, I just found myself wandering like mentally. I'm like loading up
The
Street
thing
Fighter.
is, the gameplay just is not engaging. Like I mentioned, the aiming is just like too forgiving. Like maybe this changes on hard where you have to like dodge bullets, but I don't think it even would because the
Mm,
alien design itself is by design repetitive. It's like the same three mobs that spawn the entire time, and then like they just kind of stand still. Sometimes their particles take up the whole screen and you get hit, and that you just gotta accept it.
I know some
yeah,
There's not
people.
much to
no,
it.
you get the harder spawns like at the complete end of Greece with the first boss. Like that actually made me like start having to manually aim.
Mhm.
Stage 2 started like introducing more dive bombing air mobs, more like drive-by helicopter mobs and things like that. I was like, okay, I'm actually getting engaged now because I don't have a giant field to work with where I'm just dodging all the mobs entirely. And also, there's like more turrets that are doing a lot more DPS than the turrets in level 1 that did like shit all. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and
oh,
I
if
don't
I
want to
stand here, I'm
base
gonna
like my
die.
entire I don't want to base like my entire opinion on like I played on easy. Like I'm not gonna pretend that that's the real experience. Like I've seen comments out on the internet saying people enjoyed like having to battle through and having to reload the stage. But if I had to replay one of these stages multiple times, I think I'd probably I don't know, redacted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm seeing an interview that was in the Prima game guide from the devs, and they said like, oh, we think there's easily over 100 hours of gameplay in Body Harvest. It would take a good gamer about 40 hours to complete.
A
I'm
good
already like
gamer.
mostly through, like not mostly through stage 2, but like I was like a fourth of the way through stage 2, and I was already at 2 hours. I'm not seeing this 40 hours, Chief. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
10.
Like the thing, like at the time, have to consider 1995 when this was being developed. The open world exploration was kind of novel. I was looking up earlier games before this. The game Hunter on Amiga and Atari ST was like one of the first, I believe, like world roaming things. Some people criticized it for only being like 4 hours long, but like, can you imagine back then exploring a world for that long? I feel like this game was trying to aim for that same kind of feeling. Like you have all these vehicles, you can drive around, isn't it cool? Like you can go to this area whenever you want. Like that kind of freedom was kind of new, I think. Well, like for such a
Yeah,
big
like
zone.
yeah, like you even see in the first level, and they're like, "Oh, these harvesters attacked this village, and now it's on fire. Go grab a fire truck and put out the
Yeah, that
fires."
was
And it's
kind of
like
cool.
that's like the prelude to side missions in GTA and I guess technically Spider-Man too.
Yeah, that felt
And like, that
very
was cool.
GTA. That was
But
cool.
something else I wanted, I was like, they keep talking about like this game being really long and full of text, and I'm not seeing where all this text or all this game is. They like,
There's an
I feel
asterisk
like they might
for
trim
an
this down at some
N64
point.
game. Like I don't know, because when you compare it to other N64 games, I do feel like it does have more text, like and more world
I
than
guess it
other
does.
games. Like,
There's a fair
But
bit.
they said like this can be had on the PlayStation. I'm staring at Final Fantasy VII. Like, are you
Yeah.
sure about that? Like, I do know this game has a lot of unused interiors. Like, I think they did want every building to be enterable at some point, but
well, it is
weren't able to
long.
hit that goal for some
It's
reason.
taken me 30 years to get to stage 2, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
fair
pretty
point.
long game.
Give it another 30, you might get to stage 3.
Stage 3 is where it's supposed to get dicey, I think. Oh no, I think it's
Yeah, it
stage
pops
4 when
off.
you hit America, and then it starts getting to be
Everyone has
complete
guns.
bullshit.
Everyone starts shooting at you.
If you thought like the stage 1 ambushes were bad, apparently America's ambushes are fucking terrible.
Sounds about right. But this
Yeah,
game,
I know you stopped. Sorry, you can go on.
no, I was just going to say there are some people online who do say this game is fairly challenging. So if you do play on hard, I'd imagine like you are kind of trying to dodge a bit more and
Mhm.
maybe have resources, like I don't know. Most people swear that it is actually a pretty challenging game, even on
Yeah,
easy,
you'd probably be
apparently.
more on foot and like using your actual like C left and C right make you dive to the side and stuff.
Those ones are only useful like against early bosses. There's no iframes on that shit.
Oh,
It did
really?
not help in the fucking slightest. I tried it later in level
That's
2. It did not help.
hilarious.
I just got back in my airboat and I was just dodging the mob.
Yeah, it's like why ever be on foot? Like, why is it
Mhm.
even an option 90% of the time unless like you're
Honestly,
indoors?
there actually is good reason in level 2 again. Later on, there's turrets that just absolutely destroy you in seconds. And so you want to get out and use your rifle to hit them from longer range than they can shoot you. So
Fair.
there are points where the game's like, okay, there is a reason to actually not just sit in a vehicle the whole time. And again, I'm
So
mad because I took a whole fucking hour and a half to get here. And I'm like, why did it take this long to make it engaging?
That
So
real
yeah, we should
world.
probably make it clear. Me and JJ, we got to the end of the first world, which is considered Greece. There's four other worlds, I believe, three others. There's Greece, World War II, America, or no, rather World War II era Indonesia, then United States in the 60s, Russia in the 90s, and then the near future. We got to the first area of Greece.
And that
Yeah, I
took
got to the
my
first part
entire
of Java.
spirit. Like, it was so hard. I don't
And I
know.
only got there because I got curious again today. So like, I'll play a little bit further. As I was also only like the tail end of Greece. I was like, I'm getting bored. I need something here, man.
I think my problem
I
is
need more than this one soldier mogging me as a NPC portrait.
it's like this era of video games for me personally, even at the time, I was just over it. Like, I don't know. I had my RPGs and I had, my staple games like certain Capcom, Sega, Nintendo, whatever. But like as a whole, like there was no I just didn't have fun exploring like these types of games that was on this console.
It's a lot of dead air out there. It's like a big empty world, but like the hardware wasn't powerful enough to really populate it in a way that made it feel like dense. Like like we're only now getting like the cyberpunks where it's like you can actually go in every building or like most of the buildings and stuff like that. Like hardware has taken a long time to evolve, and at this point, this kind of like open, maybe it's just this specific one, but the world itself almost made me feel sick when I was
Yeah,
exploring it
dude,
because it's
a
so
hundred.
mundane.
It made me feel. This game makes me feel weird, and so a lot of these eras, like of this game, do. But even at the time, this is how I felt, and I don't know if it's because I was playing like Might and Magic 6 and 7 on the computer, where it was like that's an open ass world game.
Yeah,
Like,
you
Yeah,
you just can't unsee the comparisons. That's the problem. If this is the first video game you ever played and you always imagined like, oh, what if I had all these guns and cars? Then maybe it would be gripping to you. I don't know. It would have to be the
well,
first thing you know about though.
but
yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
again,
why. No, go
if I
on,
got
go
this
on.
game, I was like 8. Also, I want to say the devs are very base because in their interview they say good games on the N64, which is a very powerful piece of hardware. They say the good games are Mario Kart 64,
Ugh,
Star
I
Fox
hated that
64,
game
and
too. As
GoldenEye. But they said Star Fox 64 and GoldenEye, so they got me in the second
yeah,
half.
Star Fox. Well, again, 10 out of 10, one of the best games ever. Uh, I think not to go too off, but like the N64 as a whole is so weird to me because it has these handful of games that are like genre defining 10/10 perfect experiences. Like you have Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64,
Mhm.
Star Fox, uh,
Mischief makers.
Mischief Makers, 100%. Even Castlevania, like I enjoyed that
Yeah,
Castlevania. It's a perfect blend of
that
like
game's awesome.
some of the 3D platforming in that actually made my like hands like legit like weak and sweaty like when you're in that like
Yeah, and you felt awesome when you conquered it. I played that game last year for Halloween and it was fucking awesome.
and it does like the mansion it does the horror theme like when you're in the mansion with the chainsaw man that like there's so many iconic parts to that game and it all felt good and fun but then like outside of like that umbrella of like 10 or so games it's just like it's a wasteland where I just don't even want to like explore because I just feel like the art direction is so bad. Like this game too, there's nothing hooking me where I want to get further because I just feel like none of the environments are going to like make me go, wow, that's crazy. Like,
It's an imagination game. Like they want your imagination to fill in the blanks of what they could not show on the screen or like what they were limited by. Props to the devs. I think they did a solid attempt for having things change all the time. And like apparently Nintendo was telling them to like make the graphics more like objecty and stuff. Like they didn't understand what they meant because there was like a Japanese North American language barrier that they couldn't quite get through.
I could see that 100%. Objecty, what does that mean exactly? Did we ever figure that out?
I have no
They
idea.
did not know. There's a quote in here that was saying like, uh, basically we had to listen to them because we're not as good as they are. So we'd be daft to try to say we think you're wrong. We just have to work with them and implement everything they ask for.
I respect
They said
that.
it was hard to work with them because Nintendo had demands of them. That's why I'm thinking in my head like Nintendo was secretly plotting this as like a test ground for 3D Metroid.
They're like, yeah, we're good with
It's
this.
just like a little orange
I could
guy.
kind of see it. I mean, they did have a like I could have sworn there was like a prototype Metroid 64 that was like behind the camera
I'm
3D or
sure there were
Yeah,
something.
and
so
I don't know
many.
if you guys watched the ending to this game, but you blow up the enemy Death Star or whatever, there's an explosion, and then your little round piece of shit spacecraft goes flying away towards the camera.
That
Same thing.
Oh yeah, let me talk about the boss fight because that was I like that my little piece of shit round spacecraft suddenly lands in front of the boss and turns into a hovercraft, and that's like a cool ass boss fight against this giant bug. I'm
A
like, this is sick. What
giant
the fuck?
enemy crab at that.
Giant enemy crab. I did not get to flip it over, unfortunately, but I did show off all four of its claws, so that was kind of cool. But like, what the fuck was that about?
It's Big Bad Bug. That's what it's about.
I mean, that part.
bosses
What the
seem
part? My
cool
ship
though.
turned to a hovercraft and turned back.
Oh yeah,
I'm
But
asking too many questions. I think.
uh,
one of
yeah,
those imagination fillers. It's up to you.
I will say, talking about this game's like attempt the world build was interesting because like there were also like little libraries aside, like you could read up more on the area, but there were like so few NPCs it didn't matter. Like
Mhm.
in the second part of Greece, you have to like go get a cog from the windmill guy who's the food producer for the area, and then bring it back to the guy who asked for it, who was
like why
operating
am I
the
doing
river
that in a
gate.
game like this? There's
Yeah,
just
but like
so many
I'm like,
things that are
why is there no like longer sequence for that? Like, why is it here?
They
What?
had me at the start when like I thought the pace would be faster. Like when we had to get the fire trucks to put out the fire, I was like, okay, awesome. I have to like remember where the other town was, get there in the time limit they give me. I can use the map to navigate. Okay, this is cool. Good fast pace. Snap, snap, snap. But then like you get the indoor sections where it's just like there's you can't use weapons indoor. There's nothing interesting in there. Most of the indoor interiors look exactly the same. The only items you find are ammo and health. I mean, I guess you get artifacts, and you. Okay, I need to mention there's like collectibles in stages, and if you get them all, you get like special weapons and stuff. But all the weapons, okay, I watched a long play. They all look like they feel the same.
No,
I
I
think they
they
just
don't
have
really
know
different
the
do.
range.
appeal.
There's like slight different range
Yeah,
for
they have
certain
different
things.
ranges. But then there's the sun shield, which is fucking cool. It's like you just blast bugs with like rays of sun off of your shield, like the mirror shield in Zelda.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
that
pretty
was
cool.
cool. So maybe
Yeah,
one of those
so
unlockable weapons is fun too.
like the cool thing was like with the alien artifacts, you collect all of them. You get the option to refight bosses from your save file. The three weapon crystals give you the special weapon, but like you said, it's just like okay. The first one was like the tri launcher, was just that tri rocket launcher. I didn't even use it. I forgot I had it because I don't want to get on my ship to try and die to the final boss.
That's such a weird vision to think like it has score like like a score based system for some reason. It has like replaying bosses as this like reward for getting these collectibles. It has these weird like mundane like find the crank and get the windmill, but then it's also just like yeah, you're also killing bugs and having to use vehicles to do like certain things. It really does feel like they couldn't land on a type of genre or something. This game perplexes
Yeah,
me,
this
and it
was
makes me
this
angry.
is this is
And then
just
like
like a
some of the
mishmash of
lore.
dev ideas. That's why I called it like a shitpost game because it's just we want a guy fighting aliens, and the rest is just whatever we find in the kitchen pantry.
Yeah, and then like some of the lore is like religious and mythological theme. Like the bosses are named after like Leviathan, Cerberus, Moloch, Beelzebub, etc., etc. It's like why? They're bugs.
Yeah, there's
I
like
mean,
some
Beelzebub
religious
makes sense.
passages.
He
Yeah,
can hang.
that is
There's
interesting. I
a
didn't even take note of the boss names. Interesting.
I don't
there's
know if
a
they're listed in game. Maybe one of the codec talks tells you. I don't know.
I never saw it. I will say I did see in a church like you talk to the guy and he's like, "Be gone! I have seen your kind draped in like black," and it's like, "Oh, that's weird." And then like 10 seconds later, you see evil you blowing up a bridge, and you're like, "Ah." So that's why he was mad at me. I see now.
Hmm.
And then I guess spoiler alert, this is your evil clone the aliens made you because they got your blood in the intro of the game. So they made an
And then he
evil you
turns
to fuck
into a
around.
bug in the final fight.
Does it
And then you
really?
shoot him, he's like, "No, you can't
Yeah,
kill
it's like a
me."
bug tank.
That
He has like
Yeah.
treads on his feet.
And
damn.
then he gets like all like, "You can't kill me, you'll be killing a part of yourself," when you have to go and shoot him and you just pop him in the head.
And you blow the whole planet up and you fly out of there.
Take a
And then you,
suicide
you
pact together. Get out of this game.
get out of
Let's
this
go,
game.
brother,
Could you
to a
imagine it
better
was like
place.
could you imagine it was like the end of Metal Gear Solid 3? You have to press the trigger and shoot him, and then like he puts the gun to his head. It's like, what the fuck? Be a better game
No
right
wonder
there.
you're so pissed off. Dang.
But yeah, I really, really tried to find like the good in it. And again, I do. When you do compare it to the overall N64 library, I do think it shines a bit. But I also think that library is kind of ass. So it's kind of like you're polishing a turd. Like I'm a diehard Nintendo fan. I bleed coins from whatever Mario coins. But man, the N64 era, I did not really, I didn't really touch it. Even at the time, all those feelings I had 30 years ago, I still feel this way. Even with the Switch, with the expansion pack, with the N64 games, I load that thing up and I look at the list of games and I'm just like what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
again, they're not terrible, but you can
They're
always
just not like transformative in like a modern lens the same way they would have been when they came out. Even when they came out, it's like there was kind of like an emptiness. Like people knew it at the time when you had friends who had one person had the N64, one had a PS1, like you go to the N64 friend's house just to play like the
or
multiplayer and like
wrestling
GoldenEye and
games.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
wrestling games, any of that stuff. But like for beefy, like actual, like immersive, like this is an adult game, you
Like
baby
beautiful,
Nintendo year
yeah,
old. You go PS1.
10-year-old.
narrative games like those were just not there on the N64. I feel like, right? Yeah, I'm sure there were a few here and
They
there,
tried.
but
I
like
mean, like
even
look at all the
Ocarina of
writing in this.
Time.
They tried.
I love Ocarina of Time. I think it's a 10 out of 10 game. But even then, when you load that game up and you go into Hyrule Field for the first time, there's just a lack of.
It's just so much of nothing that you have to walk through. Like at the time, it really was like, this is massive. This is insane. I have all the time in the world. I don't mind walking across this.
But even at the again, I guess Master Race PC game or whatever. Like even at the time when I loaded up Ocarina, I was like, I do love this game. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I think it's one of the best games ever made. But like, I would just compare it and be like, again, going back
Yeah.
to like the Western RPGs on the PC or SquareSoft stuff that was coming out on the PS1 at the time. I was just like, huh, you guys are okay with this? Like, and I get it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not where its
like
strength. It's not where its strengths are. The strength is in the game design and the gameplay, and like like it's all there. But there is so much
maybe
absent in these games. I don't know what you got, Zero.
maybe this is what shaped me because like at the time I didn't have a PC that could play much of a fucking PC game at all. So like all I had was the PlayStation and Nintendo 64. I was in fact an idort. I had both, and I remember like I'd play like Final Fantasy 9. I never found a copy of 7. And I'd be like, oh, this is cool, but like this area feels kind of small. But then I play like Ocarina of Time and be like, oh, this feels huge. It's cool. I get to like just wander around and explore.
Okay,
And in an
that
era of
is a
like all these
fair.
games feeling kind of like small and like constrained, I was like, oh shit, there's a huge thing to explore. Maybe that's why like I now play every game like this, where I poke
Yeah,
my
it's
nose in every damn
interesting.
corner. But like, yeah, if you have a PC and you're playing like Heroes of Might and Magic, yeah, I could see why you get to
Not
this
even
point where you're like,
heroes,
this is
just the
yeah,
main games. Like they're
like even like
beautiful.
Elder Scrolls Daggerfall and Morrowind and shit. You're like, yeah, this is fucking amateur hour over here on the N64. What the fuck?
I
And like I
guess
know it now because I have a good PC, but I just as like a 7 or 8 year old, if I put myself back here, I would be like, oh, this game's kind of cool. I can wander around and like check out all these corners and find. Well, maybe not actually. This is probably just a blockbuster rental game. I'll be honest. I was not coming back to this game as a kid versus Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
yeah, I don't think my cousins ever played it. I think I played it more than my cousins. I think they had it, and the 3 times I loaded it up was more times than they ever cared
Yeah,
for it.
this be like a one time game. Like, okay, that was cool, and I never touch it again.
Yeah, this is one of those mystery rental games for me. I rented it with my friend back when we were like 8 years old or something. Like the only memory I had again is that sun shield that left an impression. So like I've always been curious to go back to it because I
I
wanted to keep an open mind and like we checked out Oddworld and that was something I didn't like as a kid, but now it was really hit for me. But it
yeah,
just wasn't anything here for me.
this this definitely set out for what the developers wanted to do, but unfortunately, that ambition was just guy shoots at aliens with a gun, and that's about it. So like the sun
Sometimes
shield
that's
was like the
all you
coolest
need,
thing.
but they just
Yeah, but
it's
that's not
just
really
not gonna
gonna
I
stop.
don't need to find a
that's not gonna
crank.
work on its own until like later on when we have EDF or Earth Defense Force and shit.
Yeah, get that crank out of here. I
Get the
don't want to be
crank out of
fetching.
here.
I don't. Yeah, no fetch quests in my alien bug shooter. If they just narrowed it down, yeah, I don't know. Again,
I think they should have like leaned more into the Zelda puzzling part, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
also
should
let me
have done
still
more.
have to shoot during it and not make it like the separate indoor segment thing. Like it doesn't feel like it's landing the mark of like trying to be point and click adventure.
yeah. I feel like if it was just like the straight up like, if you took out like more of that Zelda stuff and had that kind of open world, but had it more in the style of like there's these kind of like more like the thing with the fire truck at the beginning. If there was just more like little things going around with kind of like variety types and little like I don't know, each area was kind of just more of its own. I don't know, I feel like I would have enjoyed it a bit more. Like if it just felt more like an alien shooter rather than trying to feel
I
like whatever this game is trying to feel like. I guess it can't lean
It's like
into
they were
both.
trying to they're trying to like evolve the narrative by like, okay, we can go in buildings. This is cool in our heads. But like you look at GTA 2, for example, and all the dialogue is while you're driving around, while you're doing stuff. Like you don't stop to do, you don't like really pull like sometimes you talk on like a phone booth or something, but most of the time like the text is on the bottom of the screen while you're moving, going to your next objective. That's when this game is at the best. When like you get your little codec call, like you gotta hurry over here, and there's bugs coming, and like
Yeah,
you
like I
have
wish I had
actual
more of
purpose.
that. Like I wish there was just
Yeah,
more of like go down to the north
it's
side. There's like this here and then you
embrace
gotta
the arcadey bit, like play into the score bit. I don't know.
I
yeah
Maybe
send
I
that's
wonder if
waves, defend a city of
yeah,
waves. Like
I'm surprised they never did like a wave defense thing as much as I played. I thought that was gonna be like a thing at one point. I will say
the
I
I
do wonder if this game like did influence what GTA 2 did with like you said, they stopped with the stop and talk to people stuff. They just
mm,
said, screw it, you just get it while you're driving. And like for the interiors, they did say they want to do a new interior engine, but they didn't have time to finish it. So I wonder if
mm.
that was maybe going to make it more like what's that fucking old arcade game where you just shoot the robots as the one robot, Robotruck? Yeah, that's
Robotron,
it. Robotron, that's it.
is that it?
Yeah, maybe it was supposed to be like that at some point. And they just never got that far. So we got this weird. semi-Resident Evil thing going on instead.
Again, it's like scope creep. I don't know if you guys ever imagined making games as a kid. I played RuneScape in like Uh, geez, when it first came out, so my friends and I were enamored, and we were like, we're gonna make our own MMO someday. And like, we were buying like these C++ books, stuff like that. We would talk about like, okay, we have these 3 starting cities. It's gonna be awesome. You can be like a pirate or a scoundrel or this or that. And
Yeah.
like, we had all these ideas in our head. It's gonna be the biggest game. Everyone's gonna love it. We never developed shit.
No, that's about how it goes, doesn't it? So
Yeah,
easy to talk
like
about, and then
there's
you
all
actually
these
gotta put the work
ideas.
in.
Well, it's like that
So like
one.
kudos for getting something out there, I guess.
It reminds me of that one sketch where he's like he gets the Bowser tattoo and he's like drunk and he just comes in for a tattoo and he's like, "Yeah, I want a Bowser tattoo." And he's riding a surfboard and he's playing a little guitar and there's notes with the
That
guitar.
sounds rad.
And then
Let him go.
there's a cross in the back because I'm religious. And then there's like
I don't know about that.
there's like, he just keeps going and like it sounds so ridiculous, but that's exactly how like I feel like this game is. They're like, yeah, let's start off with an alien bug thing, and there'll be time travel, and then wait, you can drive around in these cars, and then you have to get these energy
It just keeps
crystals,
going.
and
I
it's
think
just
that's
like
about
what?
what this game was like. Also, it took like 4 years development, so it's like when what happened?
That is interesting to
A
note.
lot of redesigns, I guess.
You mentioned it was at the original like N64 like whatever,
The unveiling, yeah.
which is crazy because this game didn't almost come out till 1999, which is like well
Yeah.
into the lifespan of the console. Like,
Yeah, this
It
was
was the least playable of the bunch of the 12
This
this
revealed.
was
Too.
October 20th, 1998.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we're getting there because GameCube came out November 2001. So
And like dev cycles at this time were a lot shorter generally.
yeah, they really were. In all honesty, I don't think this game should exist. Like, and I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a negative, bad way. I just mean it
Oh,
in
I
this.
do.
I just mean it in the sense that, like, when you do look at the total package, the time it took, it almost just feels like they were like, you know what, we invested so much into this, like,
hmm
just released it. The N64 barely has any games. There's like 2 games a month that
Yeah.
come out. Like, someone will buy it. Like, we'll just, we learned a lot.
It was one of the rare adult games on the console. I think that was one of the draws too. It's like, oh, this is a mature thing. Like, it's not for little baby kids. Again, like you're trying to break away from that Nintendo mold of like, this is the kid console versus PS1 is the adult console. That was kind of the stigma at the time.
Yeah.
So I think I actually have your answer to what they meant by making it more objecty. So this game was delayed due to its original publisher, Nintendo, having issue with the game's violent themes and eventually dropping the title. DMA had to go find a new publisher. Gremlin would later acquire the rights and release in Europe, while Midway Games released it in North America. It was eating my brain for a while. I was like, wasn't there something about like Nintendo not liking this game? So it was too violent because like they wanted to
Mhm.
like lead more into like the sandboxy stuff that GTA 3 would later adopt.
Hmm. I think maybe if Nintendo had more control, maybe we would have had
I
something a
don't know
little
what
more
they mean by
promising.
object. I don't know
I
if
think they meant like make it seem more
Don't
like
objectify my body.
armor, like army soldier, like toy soldier thing, rather than
gotcha.
people running around like the civilians that you can run over and
Yeah.
kill. And you can
But there's
Instead
like
of
shoot
having to
at
be
screams.
realistic. Okay.
Yeah, because there's real ass houses that you come across, and you're like, didn't that one house burn down in the Palisades fire? Like, it just like I don't know. The housing
Isn't that
design.
wacko over there?
there was definitely like an interesting.
I thought Greece was more green than this.
I guess I don't know. I've never been. I can't really say, but who knows? All I can say is this game just drained my spirit like every time.
Also, I want to quickly add that like the far off future stage is 2016. We're hitting 10 years past when that
Son
stage
of a
happened.
bitch.
Jeez.
The bugs are here.
The fucks have been here for 10 years.
Ugh.
Pick up sheeple.
2016. What else happened then? You do the
Oh
math.
shit! Oh son of a bitch!
Wasn't that when they did the Large Hadron Collider?
I think that was a little before.
Or was that 2012? One of those years, around there.
I don't know. I only know about CERN from Steins Gate. That's what my whole.
Uh,
That's my
I think it might
timeline.
have been 2016.
I
I'm
think
not
they turn it
sure.
on every now and then reality
Uh,
distorts itself a bit more. You get a new Mandela
they turned it off
effect.
in like 2020. They're like, all right, we did enough. And I think they turned it back on like last year or 2 years ago.
Hmm. Interesting. Better, much more interesting than this game. No, I hate being so negative and breaking it down. I will say the positives are it is immensely ambitious for an
Mm.
N64 game. I can't
Yeah,
think
for
of
N64.
any other games on the console that are like to this level of presentation in terms of like what it's trying to do. Like some of the Rareware games are solid and good and crazy, but like they don't have this like crazy narrative and like
And like actually Earth. And like these are humans. This is North America. This is Greece.
yeah, like Banjo's like collect a puzzle piece, and it's like okay, I guess I'll like
I
Go to
remember.
Rumbly Dumbly's
yeah,
lair.
and it's
You know
like
what's
those are
funny is I
great,
remember.
beautiful worlds, but go on.
I was gonna say I remember Banjo Tooie like shocking me when the characters actually just outright fucking dies. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Spoilers,
oh shit,
though.
this ain't no like baby gaming. It happens in the first 10 minutes.
Spoilers.
It's the
When
Nah,
first
DK
30
60
seconds.
when
spoilers.
DK64 dropped the HE double hockey sticks, I think
Oh yeah,
everyone around the world gasped.
Yeah,
you're right. They did. Yeah, I'm curious about like the earlier Body Harvest designs because it sounds like from '97 and '98 they had like go tune up the game to not be so
Mm.
violent. So it's like, what was this early game that was so violent? Nintendo went, yeah, make it more materialistic, like less like violent.
and I
I
bet
think there's one NPC you run into in his house, like he's turning into a zombie, and because you can't use your gun indoors, like you just go, okay, bye, and you leave him and to turn into a zombie.
I
I
wonder
feel like it
how
might have been
like it
more of this game.
going back to past versions. I do wonder like if they were even more ambitious originally. Like I bet it ran like garbage because they probably had so much more stuff going on. There was probably like I don't know. I just picture in my head like more cars like on the road moving along with you. Like again, GTA, but like it probably just they probably couldn't do it. They probably had to scale back and patchwork this game in so many ways to like make it a product. But like
Just to have things not like fall through the terrain and like I will commend them. Like there's a lot of elevation changes in the terrain and like your vehicles handle it pretty well. If you park on a slope, like your car rolls backwards and stuff, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I will
Yeah,
say.
there's
Oh, what's up, Zero? Go on.
yeah, there's a lot of work that went like making the vehicles actually, vehicles
Yeah, that was the
and not just
highlight for
stop
me,
and
I
go. I was
think.
like, oh, cool. I can see like the start of what becomes GTA 3 eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was immense. Like there is immense like levels of care that went into this. So I do want to say like it is impressive. Like that's the crazy part. The game impresses me to a high degree for what it is on the system, but it's just I don't the Mona Lisa is impressive too, but you don't see me trying to paint it. Like I'm not gonna pick up the controller and try
Yeah.
and get
This
through it.
like put me in a it was like a gamer existential moment where I'm like, man, games really are just like illusions of graphics over a bunch of numbers. Damn. And it was like making me think these dire thoughts, and like I had to go refresh myself with some refreshing gameplay after this to remember that not all video games are this depressing and like uh, physically sickening.
There is something that depresses me about this game. There is something
I can't
like
quite put my finger on it.
it's so like isolated and liminal in some spots, and it like you see it trying to be like I think if they just turned the degree a bit to the left, like 1 or 2 degrees, you could have this legendary game. And it's like the skeleton is there, like you said. It's just they forgot to feed it. Like the skin melted off. Like there's
Yeah.
just a chunk like the spirit is missing. There's like they got the numbers and they have like the concept, but like the heart, like the guy who really understood how to play like games and make it all come together. But it also feels contradictory because there is so much like crazy things that they did to make this game that it really does make me feel like how much was like butchered. Like did this game go through the grinder? Like and they just again decided to release it because they needed a product. Like it makes me wonder. I wish there was more of a development like story around it other than the basic like, oh yeah, we ended up doing GTA this and this. Like I want to
Yeah.
hear their like heart and soul talk about this game.
Yeah,
I'm
like
kind
all
of
I got is
mind
them.
canoning it to be like they just could not understand Nintendo's demands. It's just one of those things. It was in development hell. Like they just keep redoing it over and over. I'm sure there's developer interviews out there. Probably should have looked for them before this, but I trust they're out there.
I honestly only found like two things before and really I should have gone to like my usual library to see if I could find magazine things, but
Imagine
all
if
I
they had
found
the
was this from the
We'll edit
Primer
in
Guide.
post.
no
All I found was this
promises.
from the Primer Guide and what's on the Wikipedia article. That's it. And all of it's just saying, yeah, the N64 was really cool design on it. It was really easy. And then we
Ah.
didn't know what the hell Nintendo wanted from us. And then my only footage is from like 4 months before release, and that's it. Like I
Oh,
don't have anything earlier than this. I don't know what the fuck this game looked like for 3 years.
I wonder if like what they could do if they had the RAM expansion pack. Like I wonder how vastly
Maybe they
different
could
this
actually get
game
those
would be.
fucking. Yeah, I do wonder that. Like I do see some cars like driving themselves along paths in the world. Like
Yeah.
there's some kind of like attempt to make it more lively, but then most of it just feels dead and not in a like I love Quest 64. I love that world being fucking liminal space nonsense and no one around.
It's a vibe.
It feels alive. Like it doesn't feel alive, but it feels like a optimistic world over there. This feels like it's just dead. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm just wandering through. I just went outside in the rural Ohio and there's nobody
Yeah.
around.
Yep.
So we do have to mention that the setup and premise of the game is like aliens invade these different areas of the world and they enclose these cities in a shield bubble, which they harvest all the bodies in the shield bubble. The shield is basically the borders of the stage that you're in.
Clever
It's a
game
convenient
design.
excuse. Yeah, which came first, the stage design or the premise?
Yeah.
You know, like it's just convenient to build around the limitations. Okay, there's a shield around the city. That's our big visible wall. We can't go past this. That's your stage. Um, yeah, so every 25 years, the bugs come and they harvest everyone in that city, and then that's it.
Great. It's a great sci-fi premise. Again, I would
Yeah.
have, I love the idea. The execution, it's it's so and so, but like going back to what Zero said about Quest, like Quest and Ocarina of Time, like those games with their emptiness feel right because you're in this like old timey,
Mm.
doing whatever. Here, like you said, it does feel like you're just walking through a dead town. Like you're in Greece. Why does it feel like I'm walking around like some
There's
shithole?
like two buildings. Like I get it. Like, and it is an apocalyptic scenario. Like the shield bubble you're in is like being totally harvested. You're this badass space guy with a gun that's totally not Samus, and you got to blow everything up. So like, maybe you're getting there late. Maybe they already killed a bunch of people. Like that's the excuse for the game design, but it doesn't really. I don't know. It just leaves you wanting a little bit more.
Yeah, like either lean more into the RPG side and let me like fight aliens indoors and make it feel like I'm not just stumbling into a Resident Evil room just to leave and go back to Grand Theft Auto, or make it all Grand Theft Auto vehicle driver arcade.
And then fetch a
One of
Real
the
item
quick,
two.
like Zelda.
Real quick, I just want to give a shout out. You said Resident Evil interior. Shout out to the best part of the interiors. When you examine one of the skeletons on the floor, they do like
Oh,
a haunted house laugh. It's like,
I
ooh.
fucking love that.
Ooh.
Like, like, oh,
Yeah, that's what it was. It was
that's so. There's some Kino here after all. There's some
Yeah,
fragment
yeah,
of soul
yeah.
here.
That made me smile.
I
That
like
one.
that the interiors like were how they were. Like you could interact with torches, candles,
There was a
fireplaces,
lot of
go into
interact,
barrels.
but then they keep repeat like you see that all in the first house, and it's like every house's objects are the same.
Yeah, but
Maybe I'm
I mean,
demanding too much.
I don't think you are. I think to me, I was just like, yeah, they don't have a lot to work with, and it's fine, I guess.
It's like they
Like
Yeah,
you
they
have
don't
have
the
like
have
a
a
few
main
objects
interior
they
house.
built.
like they don't have a lot to work with, and yet this game is so ambitious that like in theory It
should
should.
have. You're
Like
right.
there should.
Yeah. There's just N64 memory limits that they probably didn't think they'd run into in 1995, and then as the years went on, they're like, "Oh fuck."
When's Donkey Kong 64 coming out? We need that expansion pack, bro.
So I'm
For
gonna post
real.
this excerpt from their Prima Guide interview, saying like they really wanted to lean more into RPG stuff, but they didn't have like they had to stop
I feel like
because of
that's
scope
such
creep.
like the weakest part of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
that's probably why they wanted to look at it more. I think they actually wanted this to be more like
give me like
grander in
Star
scope.
Fox Assault. Like it's so close to being that. Like it just. Why does the guy feel so
Yeah.
clunky outside of a car? Like why does it feel?
It's so clunky.
He's
If you
so
press C
slow.
down, it like makes him turn around, but it's like it takes like 2 to 3 seconds. It's very bizarre, and then it whips your camera around. It doesn't feel good. It makes you feel sick.
It's
A
what's
So
part of this
weird because
quote
like
that you a part of this quote you just posted, Zero, they said even CD-based games would have struggled with the amount of dialogue within Body Harvest. And
yeah,
I'm just
there's
thinking of that
fucking
one
dialogue.
again, referencing FF7, there was a magazine ad at the time that was very famous saying like if FF7 was on cartridges, it would take like 80 cartridges or something. So I think they were just doing some damage control, being like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like obviously they worked the memory limits to the limit. Like props to them, they tried, they did what they could with the limits, but let's not lie to ourselves and say that CD-based systems would struggle with this.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Like I don't think that's like maybe for because there are open world PlayStation 1 games, but they are
Sega
a
CD was
struggle.
doing video and text and like it was.
Like
What are
that,
they
nothing on
talking
this wouldn't be
about?
doable on a PlayStation. I could see us on a PlayStation. In fact, we did. We saw Terracon. It was like the same fucking
Yeah.
thing.
I do give it credit maybe to their idea of what could be done on this N64 is there are no load times, which was a very big thing back in the day. Like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
huge.
load
Oh, that's
times.
true.
I have to like they did get a giant ass environment like right there going.
And it does track all like like all your used vehicles across the whole
Oh, can we
area.
talk about that real
Yeah.
quick? Because if you
Yeah,
save
sure.
and exit and
Yeah,
it
then it's
resets
gone
your
because it's not in the
vehicles,
save file.
I pretty much had to like, there's so many things stopping me
Yeah,
from enjoying this game. I'm like, am I soft locked?
had to,
I had to like fight tooth and nail to get back to what I was doing and out of like I was just like, why? What's like?
yeah, I had to
Is
go
that a
like warp
memory
back to
thing?
this. That I don't know what that's about. I have to look at the save file, but like, yeah, I did the same thing. I saved after the third beacon and like turned the game off. Then came back today, and I was like, "Where the fuck's my plane?" I'm
Nope.
like,
And
"How
then
the
you
fuck do I
can't
get that
swim
plane? I gotta
back.
like the area 2, go do the entire C section again, get back to the start of area 3, so I can get the boat over there, and then I get to go to the airfield, and I actually get on the damn plane,
That
and
was
then
like
go actually fight the final boss."
that was one of the things that I would have put up with a lot, but there was like a crucial point where I just like lost what I was doing, and I was like, I can't track back. I
Yeah,
want
that
to,
was
but it's
that
not
should
in
have
me.
been. I wonder if that's like a. I wonder what limitation that is. I'm very curious about that, but it definitely is a fucking problem. They should have looked more at fixing rather than trying
And
to find more RPG elements.
we are all gamers here who like enjoy challenges where we have to reset and like hone our skills very well and like get through the routine of something, like really practice it and like perfect it and like go for like time attack scores and break the targets and smash like that kind of stuff. Like we're not strangers to like redoing challenges.
Yeah,
Even though we played on
Uh,
easy.
I played on normal. Don't listen.
Okay.
I did play on normal. It's not that much different. I don't know what the fuck the difference is on those modes,
Yeah.
but like, and I just got done playing Metroid X Fusion, like both normal and like one of the harder modes. Like I'm there with you, but there's certain tedium. I'm like, what? Why did I have? Why could you not fucking say where
Mhm.
my plane was? Even if it's not like every vehicle in the stage, can you save the ones like at least in the vicinity of the save point?
and then you
This
find
game
one and
made
it's
me
a
feel like
crap.
an adult. Like it's one of those adults where it's like, video games are a waste of time.
Yeah,
Like
that's why I'm like, all right, I'm fucking wasting
you're
my time. I'm not
playing it,
getting
you're
that
like, do
like
I even like video games? It's like
Yeah,
I
it was straight up making me like question myself.
I didn't hate it, but I was just like, why did you not like make that an effort to save something, like, or at least spawn a plane there after I'm done with the boss?
Yeah,
You have plenty to leave.
it's just one of the more baffling like design choices in this game, and maybe it did have to do with memory, like kind of like I can see in my head, like I'm not a programmer, but I can see in my head how they screwed that
I
up.
I honestly can't see it in my head because like I'm pretty sure you had like even at 512 kilobyte saves, like surely you could have saved
I,
something about the vehicles, and
I
there's not
bet
much else going on with this game.
that one AI driver on the road ate up a shit ton of memory.
It's like
So
either
I
him
don't
or
even
the
think about
car.
anything. It's like why is the
Yeah.
save file like what does the save file look like internally? Like warrant saving nothing about my game state except for like 3 or 4 flags and like my inventory of like 6 items. The fuck are we doing here? Tomba saves like 130 event flags and like a pile of world flags and your entire inventory.
Yeah,
Why
Well,
is
and this
that like a billion save files?
easily could have been a shorter pace thing with like a bite size like 5 minute wave type levels where like you have to go across the map and like almost like a Dynasty Warriors where like you go to different towns like they're the encampments and you have to like fight off
Shit,
different waves and stuff.
you just hit like the RPG side that I wish they'd like leaned into.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Mega Man Legends, like I'm being unfair because Legends came out later, but like your tongue gets screwed up in that game. You gotta like go to the mayor and like help them rebuild.
Yeah, yeah,
Why is
we
that
were
not
gonna
a
put
thing
this
here?
all
Where I
in my
go
MMO too.
like why is something like that not here? Like why can I not like bring construction vehicle over and park it and like leave the area and come back and it's fixed up and then like it gets fortified in some way and it's gotta like stop the harvester invasions later.
there's nothing in this
So
game.
many
That's why they
ideas.
couldn't do it. It's an anorexic game. It's just missing. It's just missing
No meat for me,
so
please.
much.
I guess
And
it did say they have sequel plans, but they never got anywhere. So, and that's
they're
fucking gone
still
now because
working
it's
on
been
it to
30
this
years.
day.
It was
Oh yeah,
either that or GTA 3.
could you imagine if
Can
GTA
you
6
imagine?
actually? Could you imagine GTA 6 has a body harvest like throwback like segment?
Like Yakuza
I think they kind of
style.
did in 5. Actually, I guess they kind of did in
I
5
think
with the aliens.
I think there is like a mission name called Body Harvest in San Andreas or Vice City or one of those.
I guess 5 did have like the tripping out drug segment where you did fight aliens. Maybe
Yeah,
that
that
was kind
too.
of similar. I
There
forgot
are
what
little
GTA 5 even was
references
at
in
this
the
point.
games.
Oh, another
They
issue,
know their roots.
like another thing for me personally is every like uh interview thing, not interview, but like I would listen to commentary of people like play like just speed run just to kind of get like more of a vibe of the game. And
Mm.
every single person compared it to Grand Theft Auto, and I just don't care for that series. Like, and that might be just why like this is its ancestor, and I just feel the same repulsion. Like, it's just not a type of game made for me. Like, I'm sure it's like fun as hell. Like Grand Theft Auto games, like you get into the narrative, you get into the vibe, but like just driving around and hitting up these spots and then like the similar gameplay loop. I don't even like it when it's refined, so I don't know why I'm gonna like it when it's this tech demo that
Yeah, when
shouldn't
it's a
exist.
protoplasm of it.
Yeah, so that was another thing. Like it was just like every card was stacked against me, and I tried. Was so optimistic. Like I was like, yeah, I could. Let's do it. Let's give the old college try. And
Yeah.
Blue
See what an
Babylon,
early adventure game is like. Yeah.
yeah, Blue Babylon's energy was just all over this. It's just blue baby coated. It's got that chaos element. There's like this certain chaos to
Ugh,
it.
I
Just
will.
like an odd little duck that's like exists to sit on the shelf to be a conversation piece to be like, look at that thing. This
Mm.
existed at one point.
Yeah, no, maybe there's some like eye of the storm, like perfect alignment of everything, where this becomes like a hyper fixation game for me, but it's not today. But I will shout out Titan Games for trying to remaster or like remake this game from fucking scratch in Unreal Engine 4. I really
Titan.
hope that you expand on this and do something
Are
interesting
those the
with it,
developers,
please.
Titan Games?
Yeah, I
Make
posted a
your own
video
game,
a bit
guys.
earlier. Yeah,
If
really,
you're
if we
gonna
can
be
do this.
doing all the work, just make your
But
own game.
on the same end though, I do want to see a body harvest that actually like leans more into either the arcadey side or the world building side. So like if you go wild, guys, don't feel fucking constrained. You're working with protoplasm here. Build something cool. I'm begging you.
And we'd be remiss to not mention Jet Force Gemini on the same console.
Yeah, I was gonna
Bug-killing
mention
game,
that.
a bit of
Yeah.
RPG, world explorer. Hit a lot harder for me. That's just me.
Oh yeah, when did
But
Jet
it
Force
was
Gemini
more
come
like
out compared
bite-sized
to
level
this?
based.
Gemini came out in like 99,
Yeah.
late 99. Am I
And then they
wrong?
had the whole like tribals bit. Like you
Oh
really
yeah,
had to
like
explore to
practically
get all
1
those
year later.
fuckers.
1 year later, October 11, 1999.
Yeah. A Jet Force Gemini like gets a lot right that I feel like that this game got wrong. Cause like,
Weapon
Yeah.
feel.
dude, the weapon feel, the just going through the environments, like
Aiming. There's like limb damage. You could blow off heads in Jet Force Gemini. Like
the bugs
I
had
guess
they
they
were
had kind of limb damage.
did it.
There was an idea.
They had a slight idea for it.
They started to try and do it. I'll give them credit. I saw some limb
that's
damage things here.
that's
Not a
true.
lot,
The
but
giant enemy
a
crab,
few.
you had to blow off his claws and stuff.
I wouldn't say it was like as universal as Jet Force did later. And yeah, I think Jet Force Gemini
That's
levels
true.
feel more like actually fun to play. This feels miserable.
But like
It's
the
just
impact
driving.
of the limb damage in Jet Force, like you blast off
Yeah,
one of the
it's
ant heads, like their heads go like spinning off of them, and like there's blood, and like
yeah,
it
you
is
collect it
really
later.
weird and cartoony, and like it felt impactful.
And then you collect it later and unlock cool shit with it.
Yeah, yeah. You go to
Again,
that
like
bug
that
nightclub
was
and like start dancing with them and stuff. That was cool.
It was a
there's a bug nightclub. I
transformative
never got that
experience.
far.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, there's a bug
transformative.
nightclub.
Dude, spoilers. What the fuck?
Oh, sorry about that. Go
I'm
play Jet
joking.
Force
I'm not.
Gemini, by the way. Good
I'm
game.
not gonna. I tried. I could not get around like how limited I felt in movement.
I hear that. It was one
Like
of those
I
I
just
got
say there.
exposed to as a kid, and it's like one of those. Maybe it would be okay on a revisit. I don't know.
I'll save this for a Jet Force Gemini episode, but I'll just say like I just found myself wishing they remade it in Ratchet and Clank's engine,
Yeah,
and I'd be like,
there you
yeah, this
go.
game would fucking
Exactly.
bang.
Like you've tasted the forbidden fruit in the garden by playing a modern
A
game
better,
that like
yeah,
synthesized it. And like at the time when JFG was the only game in town, it's like, man, I can't even imagine what this would be like when it's better because that didn't exist. And then you play Ratchet and Clank, it's like, how do I go back?
yeah. I tried. I could not go back. I was like, this guy's just running past me. I can't like 180 flick to kill this alien. Now I'm dead. Fucking great game. I love it. Fantastic game. I want to fucking love it.
The appeal for
But
me
yeah,
with JFG was that it felt like every area had like so many little nooks and crannies of like hidden stuff. Like
Mm.
you find what was
yeah,
it, Floyd? Was that your little guy that flies around?
Yep.
yeah.
Floyd the
Floyd
Like
robot.
Parts.
you unlock him, and then like all of a sudden the game's co-op because someone else can control him.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many. You would find these corners in these big like areas and stages, and I just feel like I got none of that with Body Harvest. I felt like every
Yeah,
Yeah,
step
like
I took was just walking through the mud to get to like
again,
this
like
is
the
there's the
crank.
alien artifact hidden items to get the weapons, but like it did not
It
have the
didn't feel
same
worth
resonant
it.
feedback. No.
it doesn't no because it's just like go in this building and slowly lumber about to get to the chest. And I want to remind that I do kind of think this game's mid and okay. I don't hate it. I just don't
Mm.
like it very much either.
Yeah,
And
no,
I was just like,
I
yeah,
don't think it's a.
this area just like this game just felt like it was nothing but flat, barren terrain. I like feel the same thing about Skyrim. I'm like, where is the interesting level to go through? I'm not. I don't vibe with just like empty field to wander through.
Yeah, like don't get
I
me
need some
wrong.
design to the level.
For as harsh as I am on it, I don't think it's like a 0 out of 10 game. I think like again for an N64 game for what it's trying, like I'm sure it has its audience. It has people that enjoy it. Like you can tell a ton of effort was put into this. It's just like almost like someone made a Mario Maker stage and like had like a cool idea and like only did one of it and then like moved on to the
Yeah,
next area
exactly.
and they're like, yeah, I'll put one car down to drive around the stage. And it's just like, well, you got to kind of follow through. And it's like, yeah, but I want to make this cool little house now in the Mario Maker stage. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, moving on. I got a new object.
Yeah.
And then they only had like 3 objects total that they ended up placing before they moved on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about right.
So I don't hate it with my guts like where I'm like, oh, this game sucks. I'm just like,
Mm.
it's just not for me. It's like a food where it's just like, yeah, the chef clearly put in effort. It smells good, but like I'm a vegetarian. It's not a dish for me. But
To me, this smells bad. It's like natto. It's like slimy. It's everything that's not for me. But man, some people fucking eat the shit out
yeah,
of natto. So who am I to say?
it's that one can. What is it that Kevin would bring for Mega
A
64?
Stormsburg or
Yeah,
something. Whoever it is that
clearly
like ate
eat
fish.
that. Yeah, like people clearly
Yeah.
eat it. It's vomit inducing, but there are people that are like, bro, it's a good food. I'm eating it. And it's like, okay, I
Yeah,
get it.
this is Sustramming. I'm like, I'm not fucking with this. I'm sorry, but some people fucking love it. So more power to you. I want to do more
Even
than
though I
just
think they're
drive
dead
through a
wrong.
desert. Yeah, I'd want to do more than just drive through a desert.
Yeah,
Yeah. Play Desert Bus.
yeah. And the thing is, too, it
Yeah,
does. I forgot all about that. Like to this game's credit, though, like you don't see people saying it is the best game ever made. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have that stigma to it. It's like I think everyone knows like what it is, what you're getting, and the people that it clicks with like just have an affinity for like
Specific challenge seekers. They want this specific feel and like
because apparently the speedrunning like community and of this game, like speedrunning
I
for
could
this
see
game
that.
is
It might
fun.
feel good to go fast.
Yeah, like apparently it's like a decent speedrun game.
I just don't think the shooting mechanics or feedback feel good enough to warrant it being the main gameplay loop.
Yeah, no,
It does not feel
100%.
satisfying enough to shoot things to me. Like, yeah, things blow up and like it's like, whoa, there's this huge explosion on that big bug. Whoa. And like it's cool the first few times. Maybe I'm jaded.
No, I'm right there with you. And again, I was 8 and 9 or whatever when I 10 when I played this, and I felt pretty much the same way. Like certain games, not everything's gonna click. Like I even had this conversation on Twitter earlier where someone was talking about the Tales of games, and they basically were saying like I feel like every Tales of game is like considered this godlike game, but then like I play through it and it's just like this middling experience, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much every Tales game for me. Like, it's a 6 out of 7. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I hate the Tales games. I enjoy them. I've played a lot of them. I really think Symphonia and Innocence are like A+. But like, I'm not going to pretend that like the Tales of games are in the same caliber as Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Like a lot of people lump it.
There's people out there who's like
Yeah.
that is their series. Like Tales of is RPGs to them.
Yeah, and it does have a longevity to it, and I think the good art direction carries it. But like,
Mhm.
there's nothing
It's
wrong
very
with
unique in its gameplay. Like it's actiony. Maybe people are drawn to that for sure.
yeah, like it was kind of like Lizard was saying in the Discord. Like it's okay to be a 6 out of 7 game. Like just
Yeah,
because a game
absolutely.
isn't a 10 out of 10, the 6 out of 7s are there. Nothing's perfect. And I think that's kind of like right where this game is. Like it's like a 5 out of 10. Like because you can tell so much was put there, but it as a
And I feel like it served its purpose for the time, and like not everything is eternal. It just doesn't stand the test of time. But when it came out, it feels like it was kind of important for like pushing games along. Like, okay, we have to do better than this. This open world thing gives us ideas to go for here, here, and here. Blah blah blah. An important chain in the evolution of the genre, probably.
yeah, no, I could
And
see that. They spent almost half a decade like learning how to do this. You open up that map, it looks like a GTA map. Like I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone
it's
got that
pretty big.
feeling. Like
I did.
it just it's definitely like it died so the biggest game ever like would walk,
Hmm.
which is crazy when
Yeah,
you
this
think about it.
again. They didn't even make GTA 2 yet. This was like off of GTA 1, and they were like want to do something like that in 3D with more sci-fi elements. I think it sticks exactly what it needs to stick, but it just isn't going to end up being good because it's just trying to be too ambitious with too little tech or knowledge yet. But it was necessary for them to go spring out board off of later for GTA 2, 3, and
Yeah, like what
everything
if
else
they didn't have
afterwards.
those 4.5, almost 5 years of development time? Like,
All that experience and like what to do, what not to do.
yeah, like would GTA 3 just feel like Body Harvest? like, that, like it's
Got
possible.
one car on the road driving by sometimes.
That's a lot of time to learn. It's a lot of time to like iron out concepts, and it just seems like this was concept
Yeah,
the game. Like throw a
Yeah,
dartboard. All right, Ocarina of Time
this just feels like a
chests. Why
giant
not?
tech demo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it inspired Nintendo to be like, okay, Metroid Prime's going to be first person. We were thinking third person, but this is how it would probably be for us. So let's try something different.
yeah,
Who knows?
yeah. Like
Not making that up, but sounds right to
I
me.
hey, I like it. It makes me feel good. It's fact. That's just how the internet
There you
works.
go. We
I
don't
think
fact
you're
check
right
here.
because Retro later went on to like make that third person Metro again. They went, let's try something different, guys.
Yeah.
Someone at the office, like someone like nudged me and they were like, "Hey, you remember Body Harvest?" And he's like, "Oh fuck, you're right. Hold on."
Starts throwing up.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah,
That
That Team America
shitty
gif.
that's a
bug
good
game.
that's a good Mega 64 skit right there.
But as far as Body Harvest goes, I've said all I can say about it. Unfortunately, I don't
Any
have.
aspect about it we haven't brought up, like the music, kind of repetitive. There is the
Uh,
overworld theme, there's the battle theme,
Very
indoor
ambient
theme,
music.
and
I'm not a big fan. It's very
it
limited
was
and
it was
boring. There's not a lot
very
of
like
variation.
yeah, it
All
made
I
me
remember is like the
feel
indoor
funny.
theme. All I feel is like that do 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 do, and that's it. That's all that's in my
Uh,
head right now. After like
and then
2
you get
hours,
to
I
deal
remember
with
5
that
minutes
for 40 hours if you're a good gamer.
or 100.
or 100 if you're bad. What were they
um,
thinking? They were thinking like, how the fuck do we translate GTA 1 to 3D and also make it about shooting aliens? I guess.
they used the entire N64 controller. The D-pad switches your weapon up and down on D-pad. L answers your codec. You were reaching over. I was like, how the hell do I switch weapons?
Oh,
And then I started
actually,
reaching over and pressing stuff.
actually, interesting point. Did you guys know there were waypoints in this game? Like you can open the map and press R and drop a waypoint on your map.
Vaguely. I think maybe
I
when I
only
was,
found out like today.
I had
yeah,
no idea. Are they like quick travel points or just like markers on your map?
Just markers, but like the fact there were
I had
waypoint
no idea.
markers in '98 is actually like very like foresighty for what
Yeah,
eventually comes nowadays.
this game is so big and gigantic, you're gonna get lost. No, I'm just kidding.
these were big dreamer developers for real.
Yeah, they were just cooking too much. They burned the popcorn a bit, but
The pot was
This was
overflowing. They just kept throwing ingredients in. We're like, no, stop! It's all going on the floor.
yeah,
And they're like,
this
I
was
don't care. We're cooking.
the random pantry game, and I think it shows. But I think it's a very interesting thing. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's okay.
yeah,
This is a rainy day game.
it's for sure interesting because like this game, it's crazy. Whenever you hear anyone mention this game, they always just talk about its history in relation to GTA.
Yep.
No one ever is just like, "Oh my god, that's my favorite game ever. I love it." But it does have this like allure. It has a bit of an aura to it because it is powerful. It's like a
Like
powerful N64 game. But
yeah, like I
as
see people online saying like, yeah, I love this game as a kid, or like I'm still a fan of it. I'm like, damn, really?
It was unique for N64. And like you see that cover art, it's like, what the hell is this? This big bug?
it's a cool
What? That's
concept.
like nothing else on the console.
Like if you can get over like 90% of everything we talked about, it's a cool concept. Like you're like a fat little kid in 1998 eating some
Like
Burger King. Wow, you go into the future and the past and there's bugs. And it's like it
Yeah.
is cool. Like I love that idea. But
Imagine talking about this to kids on the playground and hyping this up. Like, dude, you will not believe the size of this bug I just exploded. I shot it with a shotgun
I'm in
and like,
some place
and his
called
friend showed
Java.
up.
I don't know what
Yeah,
Java
then I got on a
is.
motorcycle.
Like, but it's
Java,
some
is
It's
that like
like,
a
place,
coffee?
yeah,
right?
like the idea of it, you hear about it, it'd be like, damn, that game sounds cool.
Yeah, it's definitely got aura to it, and it's held. They're almost 30 years later. It is still like talked about. Like it's in the
Yeah,
conversation. So in a weird way, I will say I keep saying there's these genre-defining games that are on N64, even though there's a billion games or just a few hundred that aren't great. on the N64. Those genre defining Mario 64s, Ocarina of Times, Golden Eyes, Perfect Darks, Mischief Makers. This game kind of can hang out with them. Like, I think if they were all going to have the cookout, I think they would wave Body Harvest in just because, like,
Yeah,
it laid the
it might be like the
foundation.
shirtless. It's like the shirtless uncle that
Yeah,
shows up, but
it's like
like damn, it's part of the
he's like a
thing.
little drunk, a little high on meth, but they're like, you know what? He's the foundation for the big one of the biggest franchises. Like, it
Yeah, he
really
like
did
makes
lay
his
it
own
out.
jungle juice, and
Listen, he looks a little weird out now, but like when he was younger and more like on the straight and narrow, he was like donating his money. He was making community efforts.
When he was on that high
We
school
see it for what he
football
did.
team, he was the
Yeah.
oh yeah,
stud.
he was a
So
star.
just because
I
he burned down in college and started consuming too much jankum, like, look,
the
we still respect it. We'll still invite him.
tight little
But then
beat
this
the
guy
ace.
ended up he went through transformation and he came out the other side as Rockstar, so
Yeah,
things can happen.
yeah. So you know, it is funny when I put that little headcanon perspective spin on it. Like, yeah, it definitely does fall into that line of like influential. Like, I'm gonna change the landscape of how we play video games. Doesn't mean it's gonna be fun. You know, doesn't mean it's gonna be great or perfect, but like the ambition and the foresight and
Mhm.
everything that it tries to do and does to a degree is kind of like foundational for a lot of what was to come. So like it
Mhm.
gets the cookout pass. I'd hang out with it if I could. Might smell a
Honestly,
little bit, but spray a little.
honestly, when I touch on the fact, I think it's cool. Like you can go into free aim mode while your vehicle's still moving and like still control its acceleration while also shooting,
Yeah.
and so like kind of drive by things. I'm like, that was actually kind of cool. I wish the game did more of that.
That's the back of the book. I wish the game did more of that. Like
Yeah,
there's
that's the
or
tagline for this whole
less
episode.
or less depending on
Yeah. More skeletons laughing and funny sounds, less crank receiving.
100%. That's I'm right there with you.
Why that one random soldier mog on me so hard? Why is he so fucking Chad?
He knew what game he was in. He's having a rough one.
Flexing it. All right. So, do we have any further closing thoughts on Body Harvest? I think everything that I could personally say has been said. I didn't want to come off as too
Um,
harsh, but do you have any closing thoughts,
Des-
ideas?
Despite everything said, I'm saving this game for a rainy day. I think it'd be a fun little stream on my own at some point.
Yeah, I'd
I
pop
think
in.
it's a good like half hour. Like you put in a level and then you get satisfied by that. You save, you walk away, and
Oh,
wouldn't be too
also,
bad like that.
oh yeah, you save states nowadays. Don't fucking trust the
Yeah,
internet
there
for
you
saving.
go.
Save state, for the love of God. Don't feel ashamed. Do it.
Do we think this will ever end up on the Switch Online?
It's infamous, but
Probably.
I don't know if Nintendo is proud enough of it to display it because they kind of. It's
I
hard
mean,
to say. It
They got
is
Winback on there
revolutionary.
though, so it's such
we
a weird
Winback
deep cut.
fucking
yeah,
slaps
It
though.
is. That's
we've
That's
seen
true.
the difference.
But it just feels
we've
so
seen some
out of place. I feel like Winback is such a weird choice on their end.
we we've seen some
That
scrimble
game
ass games on the other channels. I think this could end up on there. I think this would be a fine thing
Winback
to put on the
like
channel.
actually invented like the cover shooter, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like ducking
Yeah,
behind
kind
the
of.
boxes and stuff. So like that's kind of huge, and
Again,
it
genre
still
defining
plays
game.
okay.
Again,
Yeah,
another cookout, homie. Just
it's the first Gears of War.
pretty much. I mean, it laid down foundation. Like I really want to like do a think piece one day on like the N64. Like for as much as
Mm.
I just don't care for it, it's got such incredible. It's like Final Fantasy 16. It's got incredibly high highs, and then the lows are just like, whoa, what are you doing, kid? But
It's like very influential in the way where like you know how they say your favorite band's favorite band and like that band isn't very well known, but like I feel all these young developers saw all these games on N64. They get inspired by like these weird mechanics and like these crazy out there ideas of development, like genre defining things, like you said, and then they refine them. They make their Ratchet and Clank later, obviously based a bit off of JFG. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for like how easy it was to develop on the N64 comparatively to the PlayStation.
Yeah, it was a
Being
good
a,
concept
So where
ground.
were all the games then? It was so damn easy.
I don't know, man.
Why was
I
I
don't
in
know,
such a
man.
drought until I got my
I,
PlayStation?
I don't know, man. All the good cool shit was through the effort of programming. It wasn't on the N64. I don't know why. Maybe it was the DualShock controller. Maybe that was the sauce.
I never even had the
Two
DualShock.
analog sticks.
I had an OG PS1 controller until PS2 came out. I'd never.
Oh shit, my man
I,
didn't even play Ape Escape.
no, I played a demo of it at like Best Buy one day. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Overwhelming, too many sticks.
It's like
Too
two
many sticks.
sticks.
It's shit. That's the guy that complained about the Aliens PSX game having modern
Exactly.
dual stick controls.
Look how standards and definitions change, and now that is the de facto way, using two analog
Well,
sticks
they
to
had
aim.
that
But at the
option
time,
in
reviewers were like, "What is
GoldenEye.
this?"
They
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Like
you could use two controllers.
I was like, what is this? I saw my brother using it one day. I was like, nah, bro, that's some black
I thought it
magic
was like a
shit.
joke. I thought it was like for crazy people. Like you can actually set controls to like use two controllers and all this crazy. It was beyond little 8-year-old me.
Where's 3-point controls? I want to use my feet to move and my hand controllers to aim each gun
Yeah.
The
individually.
Steel Battalion
Where's that
controller.
switch? Where's that switch 2 mouse shit at?
If you ever played Shadows of the Empire on N64, in order to put in the one cheat code Wampa Stompa, you had to like
Yeah, hold your
press all the
fucking
buttons
nose.
on the three prongs. Yeah, and then like use your mouth to move the control stick while you're holding all the other
Jesus
buttons and
Christ.
like,
I have good memories of that one.
oh yeah.
I remember reading about that cheat in the magazine. I was like, what the fuck is
It
going
was a
on over
full
there?
workout, full body
Yeah.
workout.
That Ring Fit. So I guess Body Harvest. That is the entirety of everything.
Yeah.
From point A to the very end, the ending cutscene. We have covered all of Body Harvest. We never
I
have
hope
to
we
again.
did justice to it. I know we didn't fully personally explore it. I did watch a long play. I skimmed through it. I feel like I get what it's doing. I saw the ending.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I
Eventually I
mean,
did as well.
Ambitiously empty is how I would put it.
mm,
But that is our
good
take
term.
for Body Harvest. So I guess until next time, we will go through. I don't even know. We'll figure something out. But yeah,
Something a little more palatable,
a
maybe.
little bit. No Blue Babylon requests, but that is
Damn, he's off the team.
that is Body Harvest.